We are on the backside of the longest homestand of the year for the Rays. Through the first 8, the Rays have divided those right down the middle, 4-4. And tonight, game 2 of their 3-game series against the Seattle Mariners. The Rays in the wild card race, a full game back. The Angels atop the second wild card spot now belongs to the White Sox. Detroit moved into first in the AL Central. So Baltimore and Oakland a half back with the Rays, one full game back. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson. I'm Dwayne Statz. Good to have you aboard. We'll be hearing from Todd Callis in just a moment. Well, a long one last night. 14 innings. Ben Zobrist, who's been leading the Rays offensively for the last month, did it again last night. He was on base 6 times and saved the best for last.
Absolutely, ripping that ball down the line, scoring Carlos Pena all the way from first base, closing in on midnight. Ben Zobrist with a huge night and actually having a good homestand. He's hitting over 300 on the homestand, getting it done a little bit differently. He has the 8 walks. He's not striking out. He's getting it done from both sides of the plate. Also has 3 stolen bases. And if you go back over the last 6 weeks or so, I mean, there is not a more valuable member in this Rays lineup than Ben Zobrist, and he'll look to keep that going here tonight.
So the Rays need a couple wins to finish this homestand on the positive side. 4-4 right now. This one to go tonight, one tomorrow with Seattle. And last night's win, not only Ben Zobrist, but the bullpen had so much to do with it. They continue to be very good. Todd Callis will take a look at the pen in a moment.
Saturday night, baseball combining with a post-game concert as the Rays and the Mariners get ready here in Tropicana Field. Rays have defeated Seattle 9 straight times. This year, The 5 wins have come by a total of 6 runs. The games have been very close. The Rays have won them all. One of the reasons why the games have been so close and the Rays have won is because the bullpen's been so good. Not just against the Mariners, but really all month long. In our Tacoma inside look, our Toyota inside look, there you see the Rays bullpen in July, 10 games. They haven't allowed a run in 10 of those games. That's tied for the best of the major leagues. And in 4 of those games, they've been at least 4 innings long, allowing just 1 run. J.P. Howe, before the game, talked about how the bullpen has been successful absorbing a lot of innings.
You know, we brought our hard hat and lunch pail to work every day, to be honest, and that's something that's pretty cool to be around and see, and it's contagious, and when the whole group's doing it, it's just a lot of fun.
With all the use of the bullpen last night, though, a new member of the bullpen, a guy who had a lot of success with the Rays earlier in the year, Cesar Ramos is back. Unfortunately, Luke Scott back on the DL, spent part of the month of June on the DL. This time it's a mild strain of the oblique. And Scott obviously frustrated with that situation as he was starting to hit the baseball as well as anybody in the lineup. That's the Rays roster move as we get you ready for baseball. We have the first pitch in 3 minutes and 3 seconds. The Rays and the Mariners. Jason Vargas against Alex Cobb. Enjoy all the action right around the corner, right here on Sunsport.
Baseball tonight is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today for great deals on the amazing lineup of Toyota vehicles. Toyota, moving forward. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Tires Plus. The plus is in everything we do. Tonight's Rays game is presented in high definition, brought to you by H.H. Gregg. Rays winners last night in extra innings, 14 innings, 4 hours and 46 minutes worth. Carlos Pena scored the winning run, driven home by Ben Zobrist, who doubled up the right field line to give the Rays their 4th victory on this homestand and square their home record at 4-4 for the life of the stand with 2 left. Overall, the Rays 28-23 at home. And under Joe Madden this year at 49-45, they are running 3rd in the American League East and still very much alive in that wild card race. Rays just now taking the field. Here is the starting lineup for Seattle. Dustin Ackley leads it off, followed by Ichiro Suzuki and Casper Wells in left field. John Jaso will catch and hit cleanup. Kyle Seegers at third. Michael Saunders in center field. Justin Smoke, the first baseman, bats seventh. The DH is Carlos Pagero. And the shortstop, batting ninth, Yunonori Kawasaki.
Well, taking the mound tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays is going to be right-hander Alex Cobb, making his 11th start of the season, a 4-6 record, ERA 4.92. Coming off a disappointing outing his last time out against the Cleveland Indians. Did not get out of the fourth inning. Really didn't have good command of his pitches. 5 walks in that game, and actually threw 86 pitches, just 43 for strikes. Well, he worked hard in his side session before this start. Feels like he ironed out some mechanical issues and looks to take that momentum here to the mound tonight. Let's take a look at the defense as it lines up behind Alex in the outfield, left to right. Desmond Jennings, B.J. Upton, and Matt Joyce across the infield, third to first. Jeff Keppinger, Sean Rodriguez, Ben Zobrist, and Carlos Pena. Jose Lobaton will be behind the plate. Tonight's Ray defense brought to you by Sweet Base Supermarkets, home of the new Sweet Spot Burgers.
The Rays have this one tonight. Then the day game tomorrow to wrap up the homestand. Matt Moore is going to get the start for the Rays tomorrow afternoon against Eric Wedge's ball club. This is the second stop for Seattle on a 2-city road trip. They won 3 out of 4 at Kansas City. And last night, both these clubs utilized the bullpen to the point where the Rays get a little help on the roster with their change, adding Ramos to the bullpen. Scott goes to the DL. And here's Dustin Ackley. Ackley, the second baseman, set to lead off. Alex Cobb ready, and here is tonight's first pitch, presented by Pinch a Penny. And that pitch is a bit high. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, the Rays will be watching Alex Cobb and the location of his pitches tonight. 2-0. He had said during that side session that he thought he was stepping a little bit more toward third than he would like. Took a lot of pitches up his last outing. There's a strike, and it's 2-1.
That's where he's been hurt too, especially against left-handed hitters. Balls that are up and out over the plate have been hit at an alarming rate.
Popped up, foul. Kippinger gives it a chase, but it carries out of play, and the count is 2-2. Normally speaking, with that split change being as good as it is, that's a great weapon against left-handed hitters. But they're hitting 292 off him right now. 2-2 the count to the left-handed hitting second baseman. Ackley, just 24 years old, and he taps it. It's a foul ball.
Well, the thing about that is too, if he feels like he's stepping a little bit too far towards third base, sometimes that front side gets going a little bit too early. He's not able to get out in front with his arm, and pitches are left up. Well, it's not only going to make that fastball more hittable, but it's going to really neutralize that split change and not allow it to be effective at all.
And a ground ball back to the mound. Cobb's toss to first. That takes care of Ackley. Ackley on the sharp chopper back to the hill, 1 away.
That's why, so many pitchers, and in fact, every pitcher that you talk to, most of them will say everything starts with my fastball. Because if you can locate the fastball, that means your mechanics are in line, you're able to get out in front, you're able to locate, move the ball around. Well, then the secondary pitches play right off of that. You get to that same release point with the secondary pitches, that's where you get the bottom out changeup. That's where you get the snap-dragon curveball.
Ichiro Suzuki takes a fastball away. 1 ball, no strikes. Ichiro starts the night at 264. And an on-base percentage of .290. He misses the changeup. 1-1. Rays have won all 5 games in the season series so far against Seattle. 2-1. The Rays have a trip left to Seattle. Mariners come in 40 and 55. That's a strike. Tim McClellan is calling the balls and strikes. McClellan very deliberate with his calls. The demonstration of his calls deliberate. Let him know down there verbally, which is a good thing. And a foul ball or a swing and a miss, just a straight swing and a miss, and Lobaton's going to have to throw him out. So Ichiro is out on strikes.
A breaking ball here, breaking down and in, just gets it underneath the swing of Suzuki, and then the ball just kind of rolls out of the end of the mid of Lobaton there. He tracks it down and makes the throw to complete the play.
Yeah, he actually got almost a skate save from Tim McClellan's right shin guard. It was the click heard. So Suzuki is out on strikes. There's Casper Wells. Pitch is too high to him. 1 ball, no strikes. Third ball without a lot of bite on that first pitch to Wells. 2-0. There's a strike. Fastball. 2-1 now. Takes the count to 2-2.
And you can see, too, a good shot here of Alex Cobb and where he steps. He's on the far first base side of the rubber. His landing foot will end up in the middle of the rubber. So he was a little bit of crossfire action there.
And the pitch is fouled right back. A fastball, big cut by Wells. Yeah, as he steps right in the middle of the slope on the mound, he will get some crossfire because of where he begins.
Absolutely, and so that's what you know, if you're crossfire a little bit, it doesn't take much for you to start going maybe a little bit too far, and then if you're going too far towards third base, you end up locking yourself out. And so where some guys aren't able to get out over the front side because they stride too far, well, if you close off too much, it's tough to get around that front leg and get out in front.
Shot foul, and as a result, it would follow to be difficult to drive your pitches down.
See where that foot is on the far first base side, and then watch. Just a little bit of crossfire and kind of spin on that heel just a touch.
There's ball 3. 2-2 curveball missed, and the count is full. Ackley and Suzuki retired. Wells up here. "3-2." And it's down. He walked him. Fastball missed. A 2-out walk. The Mariners have a base runner.
Right to the bottom of the zone. Close. Just a little bit down, according to Tim McClellan.
Now John Jaso. Jaso, 279. He's going to catch in this game. He was the DH.
He's got the cool shades on tonight, too.
Making a fashion statement. The pitch is a strike. Jaso not getting a chance to watch our telecast, which is in high def, and so he's putting this whole lifetime experience into high def with those
I thought maybe
glasses.
for a second it was Gavin DeGraw, ready for his concert.
Might have picked him up.
He may be a backup. Brody.
Just a tinge of the yellow tinting like hunting glasses to brighten things up.
Oh, yeah.
Line drive and a base hit into right. Joyce makes the pickup. Headed to third is Wells, and it will be first and third. So they seem to be working for J-So with that line drive.
Yeah, he certainly picked that pitch up very well. Stays down and through it. Swing there by J-So. Just line that ball out to right field. Again, that was a pitch that was left up and out over the plate.
So a 2-out threat. Kyle Seager, he's been their big RBI man. 58 runs batted in. Cubs pitches inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Ground out and a strikeout ahead of the walk and the base hit, setting up the first and third. See Seager, like most of these Mariner hitters, much better on the road than at home at Safeco Field. Two balls, no strikes. That's a strike at the knees.
You really want to, obviously Alex Cobb wants to come back, get Kyle Seager and get out of this inning, but one of the things that has plagued Alex in this young season for him through 10 starts is the inability sometimes to get out of innings. You got the 2 quick outs and then all of a sudden 2-out walk, then a base hit. You want to stop that right here. Not allow that to bring up any kind of negativity.
Coming off the outing against the Indians. To move to first. Back in, standing up, J-So. He worked 3 1/3 against Cleveland. Gave up 3 runs, 2 earned in 5 innings.
A little lackadaisical getting back in there.
Two 2-1. Now 3 balls and a strike. The change up off the plate. There's the breakout on Cobb with men on base. It's been a struggle. 3-2.
Much better finish on that changeup. The previous stayed up, floated off the plate. This one he gets down and through a little bit better. The results go right along with it.
Yeah, that's better, but we've seen one even better than that.
Well, yeah,
it's a step in the right direction.
That was a good straight change. If you're throwing the split change, you want it to bottom out. Now, in a 3-1 count, he wants to keep it close to the strike zone. Now, if you throw it here, you'd like to see it bottom out and get the swing and a miss.
3-2, and he misses. So he walks Kyle Seager. That was a close pitch. Another changeup close, and Tim McClellan didn't like it.
No, so far the pitches that have been down here, borderline, he is not called. Staying consistent, not going to call that pitch down. Let's see where it crosses. Just a touch below the knee there on Seager. McClellan is going to make you throw the ball over the plate.
Now Michael Saunders, the center fielder. So a major threat by Seattle in the first inning. The bases are loaded with 2 outs. Pitch is foul back. Took a rip at a fastball. Saunders struggled last year. This year has been much better for him. Bruce Chambliss has spent time with him. Just to start with the hands high, Chambliss brought those down a bit. Down and in, and a nice stop by Lobato. Saunders, during his struggles a year ago, tended to be a bit pull conscious, and he is less so this year and has had more success. You can see the comparisons right there. That pitch pretty close, and he did go. On the appeal, Brian Runge. It's interesting, you've got Runge, who's aggressive behind the plate and aggressive at third, and that's plenty for him. That's a strike.
Yeah, Runge is one of those umpires that looks to call strikes. He's going to force teams to swing the bat, and like you said, that Saunders went plenty far there.
The 1-2. Oh, very close. A fastball, and now we go to 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes now. Here it is. And a liner the other way. Base hit into left. Wells scores. Jaso heads to the plate. Saunders takes it the other way, something he's been doing more of this year. And he gives Seattle a 2-0 lead.
Well, that was just a tremendous 2-strike approach there by Saunders. And here the Seattle Mariners have been able to build this inning with 2 outs, nobody on. Gets this pitch away. And again, it's the pitch up and out over the plate to the left-handed hitters that has plagued Alex Cobb this season. And Saunders, with that new approach, pays some dividends here.
So this, with 2 outs, the Rays have a major conference going on the mound around Jim Hickey, the Rays pitching coach. Tim McClellan out to break it up. You always would love to be the proverbial fly on the wall to hear a little comment between the departing pitching coach and the plate umpire, particularly when they take a little look at each other and just 1 or 2 little lines back and forth.
Yeah, well, and a lot of times, you know, as Jim Hickey's running off, he'll just say simply, those pitches aren't down. McClellan knows exactly what he's talking about.
Here's a pitch and strike. And the umpire goes, come on, let's move this along. He goes, if it weren't for you, we would have to be out here anyway.
Be the top of the second.
1 strike the count here to Smoke. This one is high. 1-1. Wells and Jaso have scored. Seager's at second, and Saunders is on first. Pitch down and in. It's 2-1. And that's a strike. Trying to check, went around on the change. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Miss. Big swing right there to retire the side. Mariners score 2 runs and lead 2. Rays coming in to hit, down by a couple. 2-0. We'll take a look at the Rays starting lineup. B.J. Upton's going to be at the top of the lineup once again, followed by Carlos Pena and Ben Zobrist, Jeff Keppinger, Matt Joyce, and Hideki Matsui down the middle. Matsui the DH. Desmond Jennings 7th with Jose Lobaton 8th, and Sean Rodriguez hitting 9th.
Taking the mound tonight for the Seattle Mariners, left-hander Jason Vargas. And let's look at the scouting report on Jason, brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida. Workhorse, 4th in the American League in innings pitched with 132, and keep it down. That will be the focus for him tonight. When it's up, the tune of 25 home runs, which leads Major League Baseball.
First pitch is up to B.J. Upton. B.J. hit his 9th home run of the year last night and number 99 in his career. Had a big cut right there, fouling back that fastball. Vargas not overpowering, and location is very important. Trying to upset the hitter's timing and locate his pitches in high percentage spots.
He'll throw a change-up curveball.
2 balls and a strike. The pitch misses, so we go to 3-1. Both BJ and his brother Justin with Arizona hitting career home run 99 last night, and BJ walks to start the bottom of the first.
Well, let's take a quick look at the Mariner defenses that lined up tonight. In the outfield, left to right, Casper Wells, Michael Saunders, and Ichiro Suzuki. Across the infield, third to first, Kyle Seager, Munenori Kawasaki, Dustin Ackley, and Justin Smoke. John Jaso will be behind the plate. Tonight's Mariner defense brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarkets, home of the new Sweet Spot Burgers.
Well, here's Carlos Pena. Pena got his running in last night in the 14th when he scored from first on the ball hit up the right field line by Ben Zobrist. Pitch is down. By the way, they have changed the ruling on Zobrist, initially calling it a double, and they've changed that to a triple. The official announcement on that change made just before game time here tonight. That's a strike, and it's 1-1. Upton off first, 1-1 to count to Carlos Pena. Cut the miss. 1-2.
Well, tonight's game and all season long, Tires Plus will donate $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida.
Vargas 1-3 lifetime against the Rays. The toss to first. Upton back on the bag. Left-handed batters hitting 300 off him versus righties 230, but the right-handed bats have 20 home runs, the lefties 5. Still a 1-2 count on that foul ball.
He's turned things around here lately, coming off a rough June where he was 1-3 with an ERA just under 7.5. July much better, 2-0, 1.96. The ball well his last time out.
The count goes to 2-2. Carlos with 58 walks on the year, second on the club to Ben Zobrist, who's on deck. Zobrist has 64. A high fly ball back into left center. Saunders, and now the left fielder Wells is there and makes the catch. That's the first out. Upton back to first.
Just a little bit too much lift there from Carlos Pena. Made solid contact, but he's got that little bit of an uppercut swing. A little bit too far underneath that one. Kept it in the park.
Well, as the home run total would indicate, Vargas tends to be a fly ball pitcher. So we should see a lot of that here tonight against Vargas.
And what's interesting about him, too, is he is a fly ball pitcher, yet he's induced 18 ground ball double plays. Able to go out and get that ground ball when he needs it.
Here's Ben Zobrist. Ben shortens on the bat, takes the pitch for a ball. Ben, 7 out of 17 against Vargas. That's over 400 lifetime against the Seattle left-hander. And a strike call. Ben now with 11 home runs, 39 runs batted in. Turn to first and the move over there. Zobrist behind in the count.
Well, that was a good pitch there by Vargas. Fastball, running it up in the zone a little bit, keeping it close to Ben. Watch him tie himself up in the swing. It's a nasty pitch in a great spot.
Two balls, two strikes. McClellan here in the first inning, making both these pitchers making sure that they hit the strike zone. Pitch is way wide. So the fastball outside, and the count is full. And the pitch is foul, cued off.
I was going to say, how did he hit that? That was an odd angle for that ball to come off the end of that bat there. Let's see another one. Here it is. A little change of pace there and right off the tip.
Three-two, and he got him, and now Upton, who took off for second, has caught the rundown and is eventually tagged out by the first baseman, and that will retire the side. So a strikeout, and Upton found himself in no man's land. So it's a caught stealing. 2-3, 4-3, 2-0 at the end of one, Seattle.
into the top of the second inning here at Tropicana Field. Tonight's game is available in Espanol via SAP, brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida.
The designated hitter, Carlos Pagaro, is going to lead it off here in the second inning against Alex Cobb. The pitch is a strike. Kawasaki will be next, and then Ackley. One and one. Cobb touched for 2 runs, a couple of walks, and 2 hits in the first. He made 37 pitches in the first inning, and he was close to getting out of that inning with just 19. Retired the first 2. The line drive, base hit into center field.
Well, that was another changeup that didn't have that bottoming out type of action. It stays up and out over the plate. Again, you see the grip. Here's the pitch. Look where it stays. Enough for Pagaro. And we've seen him be able to hit the ball that's down in the zone. That wasn't down, but.
Yeah, he shows signs at the plate of really adding some power to this Seattle lineup. Here's Kawasaki. Runs up, bunts the ball, third base side, barehanded pickup. Keppinger throw to first. Just got him. He just did get Kawasaki at first base.
That was a very close play. Looked like Jeff Keppinger was taking his time, getting there, almost like counting his steps, making sure that everything was in order. So when he did barehand this, he could fire it right away. He did, and got him by half a step. Nice play.
So Pagaro's at second base on the bunt by Kawasaki. Here's Ackley. Came into the game hitting .229. He's had a tough month of July. And he takes the pitch for a strike. Pitch. It's in there for a strike. 0-2. That's a little high. 1-2. Well, the Rays get Ramos up in the bullpen. He just joined the club. The addition to the roster. Pitch low, bounding away from Lobaton, and over to third base goes Pagaro.
Well, Lobaton tried to slide over and get in front of that. A wayward offering there from Alex Cobb. See him yank this ball down and in, and it just able to get underneath that right elbow. He puts that arm down there. Lobaton's right arm tried to keep that ball in front, and it squeezes through. That allows Pagaro to get to third with just 1 out. Bring your infield in too.
2-2. Pretty close. Fastball off the plate. The count is full. So Cobb having some problems here tonight in the early stages of this game.
Good chance tonight too that pretty close and borderline are going to be balls.
Yep. Swing and a miss. He gets Ackley on a changeup. Well, that's true with McClellan. There are no borderline pitches. If they're borderline, they're balls. And you better throw it over the plate to get a strike.
That's it. Or get guys to chase, which is exactly what happened here. Dustin Ackley going down after that low offering. Comes up empty. That's a huge strikeout here by Alex with that runner down there at third.
Well, he picks up his third strikeout. 2 outs, and now here's Ichiro Suzuki. He turns away from that fastball inside. 1 ball, no strikes. That's going to be a strike. It's 1-1. Strike 2. Fastball right there. 50 pitches already. The high chop is going to be foul. So it's still a ball and 2 strikes to Ichiro. Gurro single to open the inning. Bunted over to second base. He went to third on a wild pitch. Cobb then got the big strikeout of Ackley on a 3-2 changeup. And he's ahead of Ichiro Suzuki, a ball, 2 strikes. Ground ball that hits Cobb, deflects down. Now he's going to shuffle it to the plate. They get the guy at the plate. And Cobb is face down on the infield. Cobb slow getting up, but getting up under his own power and limping badly. He got the man at the plate. That was the only play he had, but he has hurt himself. Getting the assist and the toss to Lobaton to cut down Peguero. And here's another look.
Now Ichiro right off. Hit the ankle, the shin, something. And then right there was the play by Cobb. What a heads-up, tremendous play by Alex Cobb. No shot on Ichiro.
Take a look here. Cobb struck down around the knee, below the knee there, and so they'll check that out. So Cobb still down on the infield. And we'll keep our eyes on that and give you further information when we return. We'll get some action up, further action in the bullpen. We had Ramos already throwing down there. And here's another look. Alex Cobb struck on the right shin above the ankle on the ball hit by Ichiro.
Watch this as it hits. That, boy, oh boy, the reverb from that contact. You can see that leg just kind of wobble, stays with it, and then the bare hand shuffle. Was such a great play there. But he was in some serious pain. I mean, that tells you all you need to know. right there.
Well, let's pick up the natural sound here. See what we can hear. And a second look. I mean, it's naturally responded to try to make a play, and he got his man. Now the pain sets in.
You realize that something's not right, and not very often. I mean, he was helped off the field.
Yeah.
You know, a guy under each arm. You very rarely will see something like that. This is pretty serious.
There's Keppinger stroking one into center, and there's a base hit. Pitch up, and Keppinger just stroked it right back through the middle.
Or more than likely in this case, you know, you're dealing with that lower leg injury. Obviously, fresh on the mind what happened to Jeff Neiman. So you're going to be cautious. So if he's talking about a lot of pain in that one spot, you are going to help him off the field. But for Alex to go down like that, put that head right in the dirt and his glove on the back of his hat, he was hurt.
So it's still a 2-0 game. Keppinger's at first base. Matt Joyce in the batter's box. The second straight inning, the Rays put the leadoff man aboard. Joyce takes a fastball off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. It's 1-1. Now it's a 2-1 count.
Back-to-back cutters there from Vargas. He's trying to entice Matt Joyce to reach for that pitch. I think that's a fastball that he can get out there and get after, and then try to get him off the end of the bat and get a ground ball double play here.
Ball chopped up the right side. Bouncing into the stands for a souvenir. Vargas, 29 years old. Out of high school, originally went to LSU, spent a year there. Played as much first base as he did pitch. Eventually wound up at Long Beach State. And Joyce fouls this one out of play.
Well, tried to do the same thing, especially after coming in. Knows that Matt Joyce likes to pull the ball. They've got their infield defense set up as such.
To the count. Keppinger aboard at first base, leading off the Rays half of the second with a single. Keppinger on his way back to first already. Matsui is on deck. And a full count to Matt. Matt with just a handful of at-bats against Vargas. He's 1 for 7 against him. Right side. That's a foul ball. It's fouled off Joyce's foot. And the Mariner defense doing what it should do, going ahead and making the play until finally Ted Barrett down at first reiterated that it was a foul ball.
Looked like it got that, maybe that back leg.
Yep.
Yeah, there was no real quick definitive call, so again, we saw that just the other night. Last night, maybe. It's too long.
Last night was so long ago. Pitch to Joyce. Did he go? Yes, he did. Joyce on his way to first, and on the appeal, Brian Runge says, nope, that's a strike. He went around.
Again, Brian Runge, definitive, and this is a guy that looks to call strikes. Let's take a look. It definitely looked like it was borderline. Here will be a real good shot of it. See that ball coming in? Runge says that's too far. That's right there in that gray area that can go either way.
Borderline, Runge says yes, as we saw behind the plate last night. McClellan, a different interpretation. And Hideki Matsui will step in. He's the DH. Matsui has some pretty good lifetime numbers against Vargas. And the pitch he takes for a strike. One thing that Vargas has done a little more of, and you could really see it on that delivery to Matsui, he's incorporated a bigger turn in his delivery.
Well, because he's not overpowering, you try to get deception any way that you can. So just a slight little back turn, even more pronounced. There you go. You see, just show him the back a little bit. Try to hide that arm a little bit longer. Maybe try to make it a little bit more difficult to pick up the release point right away.
One ball, one strike. Pitch is lifted foul up the left side. Seager runs out of room. That ball out of play.
Well, and the thing about it is, too, is he doesn't do it every pitch. Out of the windup, yes. Out of the stretch, not so much. 2 pitches ago, there was a definite turn there by Vargas. Pronounced. This last pitch, it was more traditional. Just straight up, straight down. Here's 2 pitches ago. Here you go. When you were talking about a little bit of a turn. And then right here, that's just pretty traditional, straight up, straight down.
1-2 the count to Matsui. This one runs outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch is wide. So the count is full. Matsui, 7 hits, 7 out of 25, but 3 of those hits home runs off Vargas. He's had 3 3-2 counts already and 4 3-ball counts. He went 3-1 to Upton, walked him. Matsui fouls it back and out of play. Fastball. Two runs, 3 hits for Seattle. No runs and a hit for the Rays. Keppinger leading off this inning with a hit. The 3-2, there was the turn again, and it's fouled back. So fastball, the last couple fastballs from a little different look on the delivery end.
Well, yeah, and not only that, but he's had better command with the little turn. When he stayed just straight up, straight down, he was yanking those pitches off the plate away. All of a sudden, he goes back to the turn the last couple, and he's able to get him into the zone and at least get the swing from Matsui.
Three-two, swing and a miss. Matsui missed the fastball, and he is out number 2.
Now he was able to just pop this one right by him. Catches a lot of plate here.
So Matsui retired. And here's Desmond Jennings. Desmond takes ball 1. first. Back in is Keppinger. One and 0 now. It's lifted on the right side into foul territory. That's Smoke, the first baseman, grabbing it to retire the Rays in the second. No runs, a hit, and a man left. We're going to head into the third. It's 2-0 Seattle. Game moves into the third inning, and as you can see, Cesar Ramos will come on in now relief of Alex Cobb. Ramos just recalled from Durham today with Luke Scott going on the disabled list with the mild strain of his oblique. And so Ramos, who's been up with the Rays a couple times before and pitched well, will come in here to open the third and face Casper Wells. Pitch outside, 1 ball, no strikes. So 2 innings for Cobb. No report yet on the injury situation and the status of that injury. Number off the end of the bat foul, and the count is 1-1. 3 hits, a couple of runs, 52 pitches made by Cobb, 31 strikes in the first 2 innings. And struck on the lower extremities of his right leg on a batted ball hit by Ichiro. 2 balls and a strike. Fouled into the screen. And the count stands at 2-2. Strike 3 call. Wells on the fastball is out, number 1.
Well, it certainly looked good, but you weren't real sure. Tim McClellan a little bit slow on that call. He'll let everybody around him know. Good fastball here by Ramos, driving that pitch right to the spot. That's what allows Cesar Ramos, when he's successful, he does a great job of really driving the ball right down through his mechanics. Stays straight on the target, keeps his head on the glove.
Jaso stroking one right back into center field. A first pitch fastball, and Jaso is 2 for 2 tonight.
You talk about a guy keeping his head and eyes and glasses on the ball. It's John Jaso. He stayed right down and threw that pitch. And follow that all the way in. Nice stiff front side, and shoots that ball right back up the middle.
Yellow tint in those glasses. It's 2 for 2, adorning that eyewear. Things look a little brighter. Here's Kyle Seager. Seager, after the first pitch, lifts a fly ball for B.J. Upton, who's got it. So that is out number 2. We saw the Rays battle the Tigers June 30th when the Rays wore those throwback, if they were here in 1979, jerseys, and now you can own a piece of that game. Bid on MLB authenticated game used jerseys, helmets, pants, and more. Proceeds benefiting the Rays Baseball Foundation and Moffitt Cancer Center. Visit raysbaseball.com/TBTC to place your bid. Michael Saunders swinging through that first one. That's a strike. Saunders, the difference in the game with a base hit, driving in both Seattle runs in the first. And a shot caught by the first baseman, Pena. Carlos reaching with that mitt to grab the hot shot low liner off Saunders' bat. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Bottom of the third coming, 2-0 Seattle.
Half of the third inning. I am joined right now by Diana Baker. She is the president and CEO of United Way of the Suncoast. First of all, thanks for joining us, Diana.
Thanks for having us. It's great to be here.
United Way, focus on education. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Sure. We put a lot of emphasis on our education agenda in the last few weeks, and will even more in the months to come, because we know that 67,000 kids don't graduate from high school on time every year. We don't think that's okay, so we're really building a continuum of services to help support early education, early literacy, and encourage them with mentors, tutors, and the others who will cheer them on to high school graduation.
Those numbers are certainly surprising and disappointing, as you said. Tell us about the programs that United Way supports.
Sure. Well, one of the ones we've had in place for the longest period of time now is our Summer Care Initiative. And Summer Care started out as a scholarships for summer camp, if you will, for kids at out-of-school time programs like the Y and the Boys and Girls Club. But over the years, we've really added some really key components for financial education for families who need that, and also an academic component for our kids who are in there, so that if they're not reading proficiently, by the time they get through school, through the summer camp, they've caught up and are doing great in their reading.
Excellent work by the United Way. Final question, as Lobaton has a 3-1 count here to lead off the inning. If somebody in the community wanted to get involved, what should they do?
Well, that's easy. Go to the website, unitedwaysuncoast.org.
There you go. Diana, thank you very much. Appreciate the time. Diana Baker, President and CEO of United Way of the Suncoast. Right back to you guys.
All right, Todd, thank you. 3-2 the count on Jose Lobaton. Shot that 3-1 pitch down toward Tom Foley. And him spinning around. There's one up the middle and a base hit into center. And Lobaton will make the turn. Lobaton hitting over 300 as a right-handed hitter and as a base hit his first time up tonight.
Now another leadoff man aboard for the Rays here in the third inning. Have not been able to cash in the first two. Third time the charm. We'll see.
Well, the hitter's going to be Sean Rodriguez. And Sean, normally speaking, very effective against left-handed pitching. This year hitting .227 against lefties after hitting .273 against left-handers last year. He takes a strike from Vargas. A fastball at 88 to start him. Number to the right side. Ackley goes to second out there. No chance for the double play. Kawasaki decided to hang on to the ball there at second after they got the force play on Lobaton.
That was a cue shot there by Sean Rodriguez. Didn't have enough steam on it to be able to turn it. You see Kawasaki getting away from that bag as quickly as possible to avoid Lobaton. Almost a little too early to get the force.
Here's B.J. Upton. B.J. walked to open the first, eventually caught off first base. What was a caught stealing. Caught in a rundown and tagged out by the first baseman Smoke. Fifth time that B.J.'s been. He's under this one and lifts a fly ball into left. Wells makes the catch. 2 gone.
Well, for all the latest updates on your Tampa Bay Rays, log on to TampaBay.com. From the diamond to the clubhouse, we bring you the in-depth news, stories, and scores 24 hours a day only at TampaBay.com. Powered by the Tampa Bay Times.
Now Carlos Pena. Pena went 2-2 with the lefty his first time and hit a fly ball into left center. Swings through it, strike one. Carlos also walked in the game last night. And the base hit in the 14th and scored from first on what has now scored a triple for Ben Zobrist. Sean Rodriguez, the Rays base runner at first. Pena facing the left-hander Jason Vargas. There goes the runner, and the pitch is lifted foul back at third. That's going to carry into the stands. Seager gives it a chase. So does Kawasaki. But it's out of play, and the count is 0-2.
Joe Madden getting aggressive there with Sean Rodriguez down at first here with 2 outs. Opposing base stealers, 6 out of 11 against Vargas. A little better than a coin flip. But as we've seen as of late, Joe Madden getting aggressive again with the base runners.
A 2-strike count. Into center field. It's going to stay up for Saunders, who grabs it. Rays leave a man. We're through 3. 2-0 Seattle. Scored both their runs in the first. And it's now time for the AT trivia question. How many players in Major League history have won Rookie of the Year and MVP awards in that same season? Justin Smoak will open the 4th inning. Cesar Ramos in relief of Alex Cobb. Smoak, who struck out on a breaking ball his first time as a left-handed hitter, bats right-handed here against the lefty Cesar Ramos. First pitch is a strike. But he'll see a lot of off-speed stuff with a bend in it.
Yes. So started right there with a curveball.
Shoots one foul.
That's why.
Fastball. And he hit it a long way, but foul. 0-2.
Pedro Serrano hit the straight stuff.
Well, he's seen that one. 0-2 the count. And the breaking ball misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Rays and the Mariners are in the 4th inning. Cleveland batting in the bottom of the 5th inning at home, leading Baltimore 1-0. Tap foul. Another breaking pitch.
Well, that's the great thing about this game at this level. There is no hiding. pitchers find a way to exploit you as a hitter, they're going to continue to do it until you make the adjustment, and vice versa. You become predictable as a pitcher.
And there is a strike call. Had him looking for the off-speed stuff. He's seen so much of it, and he takes a fastball for a called third strike.
And that's how you really start to mess with the hitter and his mind, is because the one thing that he has been hitting is the fastball. So now all of a sudden, all the breaking pitches that he's seeing starts to look for that, and now the one pitch that he has been able to handle catches him by surprise, and he punches out.
5 strikeouts for Rays pitching. Here's Carlos Peguero. And there's a first pitch strike, a fastball. Boston with a 3-1 lead on Toronto Blue Jays batting in the top of the 4th. Right there. Peguero said, what the hey, I'm going to take a big cut at a fastball.
Yeah, absolutely. But Ramos, again, doing a great job of working right down the end of his nose as he sticks it in that glove. He's able to bury that pitch and get it underneath the swing. Now he's going to go away.
And he missed just a bit, 1 and 2.
Yeah, well, but even so, a good pitch there on 0-2. He's throwing it just off the plate, seeing if he can get Peguero to chase it. But Caesar's doing a great job of keeping his head still. Everything's working around that head, and that head is staying right on the glove.
And a breaking ball in the dirt. And down to first, Lobaton to Pena. So a nice job right there working against the left-handed power of Carlos Peguero.
Good breaking ball here, 1 and 2. This is a put-away breaking ball, even a little bit short there. Peguero going way outside the zone to take a swing at that, but a nice job by Lobaton to knock that pitch down and record the out down at first.
So 3 strikeouts. So the first 6 men he's faced, and he's had 4 first pitch strikes. So Ramos has come in out of the bullpen doing exactly what you'd hope. And there's another first pitch strike into Kawasaki.
Well, the other thing that he does very, very well is he keeps his throwing arm right behind his body. As the hand comes out of the glove, it stays directly behind his body, so there's no swing. Hitter can't pick up that flight path of the ball.
Strike 2. Couple of fastballs in to Kawasaki. Kawasaki started to go, checked on that ball, breaking ball in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And usually when you start one, it's so reliable.
A Kawasaki.
Sputtered out right there, yeah.
One ball, 2 strikes. This one is low. 2 and 2. Kawasaki in Japan, and over 305 times over there. Spot duty around the infield of the Mariners this year. 2-2, and he got him, struck him out on a fastball. Ramos strikes out the side, getting smoked. Peguero and Kawasaki. Bottom of the 4th coming, 2-0 Seattle.
Bottom half of the fourth inning, an update from the Rays clubhouse. They are saying that Alex Cobb had to leave the game with a lower right leg contusion. They did take x-rays. Good news, x-rays are negative. There you see the scary moment. Ichiro, a comebacker right to the mound. Cobb able to make the play on Peguero at the plate, but a lower right leg contusion is the word from the Rays clubhouse, guys.
Well, here's Ben Zobrist. 1 ball, no strikes. Zobrist struck out swinging his first time. 2-0. That's a strike, and it's 2-1. Rays facing Jason Vargas. This one queued up the right side. Change up again.
Ben needs to go to the 35-inch bat. They have a couple base hits.
That's twice he's done that now.
Yeah.
It's a strange angle with that change up.
Not easy to do.
The 2-2. Bounds it off his foot. The Rays trying to figure out how to square a couple of these up here against Vargas.
Now, what's frustrating is first 3 innings, leadoff man has been aboard.
Yep.
And they've done nothing with it.
Upton walked in the first. Keppinger singled in the second. Lobatone singled in the third. 2-2 the count. Zobrist leading off the fourth, and he lifts the fly ball into left. Wells is there, and he makes the catch. Changeup got him. 1 away. Let's get the answer to our AT&T trivia question. How many players in Major League history have won the MVP and Rookie of the Year awards in that same single season? How about Freddie Lynn and Ichiro Suzuki? Lynn in 1975 and Ichiro in 2001. Pretty good start. There's Keppinger lining it into left, and he is 2 for 2. Keppinger singled in the second inning on a breaking ball, singles on a fastball here in the fourth. There's the breakout again. Freddie Lynn and Ichiro Suzuki. Ichiro led the league in average and hits. He had 242 hits in 2001. First pitch to Matt Joyce is a strike.
Similar situation to the first at bat with a runner aboard. Vargas trying to get Joyce to reach out, give him something on the ground.
Line drive and a base hit into right. Fastball down to second goes Keppinger. Back-to-back singles here for the Rays in the fourth inning.
Well, the only way that you're going to be able to do that if you're Vargas is to keep the ball down. This one stays up. Matt Joyce laces it into right field. And here with 1 out, the Rays with 2 runners aboard.
Well, here's Hideki Matsui. Matsui went to 3-2 in the second inning. And Vargas sort of the back and forth game. Matsui caught midway between the fastball and the changeup in his first at bat. Struck out on a fastball. Chops this one to the right side. Ackley goes to second. Out there. That's the only one they get, and the Rays will set up mid at first and third with 2 outs.
Yeah, a little bit too long to develop in order to turn that double play, and the feed from Ackley a little low with Kawasaki, and a long way to have to come up and try to make that throw. You see the roll over here by Matsui. Good hustle by Matt Joyce getting down there to Tried to break this up with that low throw. Couldn't do a thing.
First and third, 2 gone, and here's Desmond Jennings. Jennings fouled out to the first baseman, Justin Smoke, his first time. And he takes the first pitch fastball, strike 1. Two-run first for Seattle. That's the only scoring we've seen so far as the Rays bat in the bottom of the 4th. Down, blocked by Jaso. Jaso doing a little shifting there as that pitch was breaking down.
Well, he, of course, with the glasses on, can see it better. Pick up the spin, the tumbling action.
That's a strike. Fastball. 1 and 2. Vargas has been 88, 89 with the fastball.
What's wrong with that?
It's been pretty good so far. Rays no runs, 4 hits. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
One thing that he has been able to do, create a little deception from time to time with the body turn. He's using the fastball to both sides of the plate. Change up off of that, the breaking ball.
He misses inside with the fastball. So the count is full to Desmond. Matsui at first, Keppinger at third. Three-2, and Jennings out in front, strikes out on the changeup. Rays lead 2. We go to the 5th. Rays down by 2. Subway inning. Up 2-0. The Mariners lead the Rays. It's time for the Just for Men Auto Stop foolproof stat. We'll take a look at the longest active among American League relievers scoreless streak. J.P. Howell tops that list and Fernando Rodney third. Just as the Rays count on that bullpen, and they did last night, you can count on Just for Men Auto Stop for foolproof results. J.P. Howell getting it done and enjoying life. Boy, it's great to see him return to the form of a couple of years ago before the shoulder surgery. And of course, Fernando Rodney has been outstanding. Top of the order, Dustin Ackley leads off the fifth. And there's a first pitch strike by Ramos. These two pitchers, Ramos and Vargas, have made some good pitches.
Yes, they have, and they're both doing a great job of moving the ball in and out.
Two strikes here to Ackley.
That last sequence from Vargas to Jennings, where he came in with the 2-2 fastball in, trying to make the perfect pitch with the idea, you know what, if I do miss, I'm going to miss in and off, and I'm going to follow up with a 3-2 change anyway. That's gutsy pitching.
There is strike three call. Ackley caught looking at a fastball. How about that? That's 5 strikeouts for Ramos, 4 consecutive.
Watch his head. Stays right on the target. He lets his arm work around that, and he has not missed too many spots. In fact, look at that 3 pitches there to Ackley. Good luck.
Loaded up on the outside corner.
Yeah, and just dotted that corner.
Well, here's Ichiro Suzuki. Ichiro 0 for 2 tonight. And the pitch is a strike. First pitch strike again.
That's the other pitch that he has been very consistent at making. A lot of times left-handed pitchers, first of all, don't throw in to left-handed hitters enough, and when they do, very erratic. Not tonight, Ramos.
Ichiro takes it the other way, foul. Down in the vicinity of the bullpen, 0-2.
He has done a nice job of being able to bury that pitch consistently in on the left-handed hitters.
Ichiro, nothing of 2 on the evening. Down 0-2 here in the 5th. And a cut and a miss. How about that? A breaking ball to Ichiro, and he strikes him out. That's 5 consecutive strikeouts for Ramos, 6 since he entered the game in the 3rd.
I'm going to tell you something right now. This little stretch by Ramos, he is putting on a clinic on pitch execution. You can't do it any better.
Well, he made 9 pitches in the 3rd, 14 in the 4th, and he has 2 strikeouts here in the 5th inning on 6 pitches. Here's Casper Wells. And the pitch, fastball missed just a bit. 1-0. You got Smoke, Vergara, and Kawasaki in the 4th, Ackley and Suzuki in the 5th. And that's a strike to Wells. 1-1. See the fastball and the curveball and the changeup from Ramos. They've all been good. And the fastball fouled back. The pitch was moving in on Wells. So Ramos rubs up a new baseball after that foul ball out of play.
Well, if he wants to go back in here in a 1-2 count, there's room to do it. That ball was working its way in, but not all the way in there. Still some room to be had if he so chooses.
And he tries that breaker, took a little something extra off the curveball, and it's down 2-2. Seattle scored 2 in the 1st. That's been all the scoring. We're in the top of the 5th. The 2-2 swing and a pop fly back into right. Matt Joyce settles under it, and he's got it. The 1-2-3 inning. So we go to the bottom half of the 5th. 2-0 Seattle.
Enjoying America's two favorite pastimes.
Baseball and beer. It's Miller time.
Go Rays!
Rays coming into bat in the bottom of the 5th inning. Jose Lobaton about to step in. And the pitch is a strike around the knees. Ground ball, 2 hops to short. Kawasaki comes up, makes the throw. It's 1 away.
Well, bring out your friends, family, and coworkers and become a member of the Group Leader Rewards Program. Earn rewards like a free suite, James Shields autographed baseball, and much, much more. Visit RaysBaseball.com/group leader or call 855-GROUP-TB.
Sean Rodriguez. Sean shortens on the bat, takes the pitch. That's a strike. One hop, and Kawasaki makes a nice play. That pitch jammed Rodriguez, and Sanders, if it broke his bat, Kawasaki with a quick first step got over there.
Yeah, watch this by Kawasaki, able to get it, throw on the run. That little shuffle underhand throw. Sidearm, accurate, just in time. That was a very nice play.
And the 2 lefties in this game continue to make good pitches. That was a good pitch by Vargas in on Rodriguez. 1 strike to count to B.J. Upton. One ball, 1 strike. Pitch is low. 2 balls and a strike. Three balls, 1 strike, a changeup missing to Upton. So BJ went to 3-1 in the first and walked. 3-1 right here. And he walks again. Vargas kept the pitch away from him. So Upton gets to first base. Carlos Pena. Pena 0 for 2. Pitch low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. The Rays and the Mariners playing here in the midsection of this game, the 5th inning. Pitch away. Ball 2. 2-0. Seattle scored early in the first with 2. And a big cut to miss. So the count is 2-1 here on Pena.
Well, the Mosaic Company and the Rays are working together to end hunger through home runs for food. Each Rays home run, Mosaic donates $500 to Feeding America Tampa Bay. So far, $45,000 has been donated.
2 outs, 2-1 to Pena. Jay Upton, the base runner. And Upton, Pena started to go as Upton bluffed a little start. And now the count is 2-2. Pena tried to check. The count is even now on Carlos Pena. Bounces one foul. Overtone grounded out. Rodriguez went out short to first as well before the walk to Upton. And a swing and a miss. Pena's out on strikes. Pitch moving away from him. Rays leave a man through 5. It's 2-0 Seattle. Rays baseball. This watch brought to you by your local Southern Ford dealers, by Buddy's Home Furnishings, and by Subway Restaurants. Play hard, eat fresh.
Wow.
We're through 5. You got to be here.
You have got to come to the ballpark.
Yes, because
that
I'm not sure we can show you on the air what
you can't.
What's going on here.
You can't. Not the
live.
good part.
You need to come to the ballpark. Oops. Up, Jaso's hit by a pitch. Well, Jaso had gone 2 for 2, and he's hit by a pitch now to open the 6th inning.
And here's the thing. Cesar Ramos has not missed a spot by more than a couple inches all night.
And apparently he still hasn't.
That's what it looked like.
So Jaso hit by a pitch to start the 6th. I mean, Ramos has been spot on for sure.
Well, like
Kyle
you said,
Seager.
he may still have hit every spot.
Yeah. Well, here we go. The pitch down. There goes the runner, and the throw down. Jaso is out. Boy, what a pick by Lobatone to come up with that pitch. And now Sean Rodriguez put the tag on Jaso. So Jaso's caught.
Well, that was a delayed steal there by Jaso. Kind of waiting around then secondary and take off, but Lobaton not going to fall for that. Gets the throw down to Rodriguez, and they're able to complete the play.
So that eliminates Jaso. Want to know the count to Seager. And the pitch is a strike. Ground ball and past the diving Pena into right field, and Seager has a base hit. So with one on, one out, Michael Saunders will be the hitter. And Bert Badenhop is up in the Rays bullpen. Saunders singled into left in the first to drive in the only 2 runs of this game. And then in the third, he had a hot shot on a line caught by Pena at first. There's a strike around the knees. Ground ball short, picked by Rodriguez. Zobrist one, first base not in time. So Saunders beats the attempted double play back in at first, but a nice pick by Rodriguez.
Boy, Saunders got up the line in a hurry because that ball was hit hard. Sean Rodriguez, a nice feed to Zobrist, a good clean turn, and Saunders beats it easily.
Yeah, there's some hustle right there. So Saunders reaches on a fielder's choice, and Justin Smoak. Smoak 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts. For the first. Saunders back in. Yeah, before Jaso was hit by a pitch, all we can really say is there's entertainment here at the ballpark, on the field and off and during the inning and between half innings, and so we got to go to a break to pay all the bills, so sometimes we can't bring you everything. Just got to be here. Zobrist with the pickup, the toss to first. Smoke is out of there, and the Rays are coming in to hit in the bottom of the 6th. It's 2-0 Seattle.
Rays 2-0 as the Rays come to bat. Luke Scott not in the lineup, not on the active roster as of earlier today. He was placed on the DL. We asked Luke if he was surprised with the results of the MRI today.
I mean, the way I felt when I came out of the box and I took that check swing, I knew that something was up, but as I went in the dugout and I felt, I was moving around and feeling it, it didn't feel good. So I got looked at and did some tests and, thought something could be there, so we got an MRI.
And guys, the most frustrating part for Luke is he was really starting to find it at the plate. Goes back on the DL. Back to you.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that the Rays will be without him, and you could just read Luke Scott's reaction there. There's a level of frustration about that entire situation. And another injury puts him on the DL. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He was really hoping that a day or two could take care of that. Here in the bottom of the 6th, Ben Zobrist leading off against Jason Vargas. Take the count to 2 balls, 2 strikes. A couple of walks, 4 strikeouts for Vargas. No runs, 4 hits. A little number foul again. That off-speed pitch, the changeup, and he's cued 3 of those now.
All 3 at bats. Here you go again, just for good measure.
Tracks this one low. Fastball down. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And ball 4. Zobrist draws the walk. Leadoff pass here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's tonight's poll question, brought to you by Autoway. Text your vote to 789-789. Standard message and data rates apply. Should former Seattle Mariner Edgar Martinez be inducted into baseball's Hall of Fame? Spent most of his career as a designated hitter. TB1 yes, TB2 no. And there's some pretty impressive numbers right there. He's the only DH to win a batting title. Pitch to Keppinger's inside. And we may skew the vote, but I would say absolutely yes. If baseball deemed in the early 70s that the DH was going to be a legitimate part of the game, and they so designate that. The liner headed back toward the corner. Wells will play it on 1 hop to keep it out of the corner. Zobrist stops at second, and the Rays have the first 2 men on here in the 6th inning, and that gives Keppinger 3 for 3 tonight. Line that one into left. So 2 on, nobody out. But I'd say yes on Edgar Martinez. I mean, for 5 or 6 years, he was arguably the best right-handed hitter in the game.
Well, I think it all stems from the fact that you make it a legitimate position. I mean, if you're going to say DH is part of the game, even if it's only for half the league, and it's a legitimate position, he's the best that there was at DH for an extended period of time, then it's only a matter of time before he certainly should get into the Hall of Fame. I used to watch him take batting practice with the donut on the bat. That's the kind of bat control he had, and not worry about the ball coming off funny because he knew exactly where he was going to hit it.
Matt Joyce taking a pitch down, 1-0. And one of the big questions is, well, he was primarily a DH. He did play some defense, but was primarily a DH, and a great one. A great hitter. Just a great hitter. 1 ball, no strikes. He also suffered from playing a strike in a smaller market in the Pacific Northwest. So things happened out there, and people thought, well, did they really happen for the rest of the country? They're 3 time zones away from the East. But some great things happen out there in the Northwest with Edgar Martinez. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Matt Joyce here trying to somehow get to Jason Vargas. The Rays have had some base runners. In fact, they've had runners in every inning. Well, no runs yet.
No, but to date, this is your best opportunity. Obviously, first and second, nobody out. You got Matt Joyce up here at the plate. You got to cash in here, make some noise.
And a foul ball to the right side. So the count is still 1-2. You saw Sean Kelly down there in the bullpen. He was the only member of the Seattle bullpen not in the game last night. And he was pretty much off limits, as it turns out. He was ill, but certainly available tonight. The Rays had to go to the bullpen early because of the injury, the contusion suffered by Alex Cobb after 2. Cesar Ramos has done an excellent job. Joyce fouls the 1-2 pitch out of play. Rays put Upton on in the first to lead off the inning. Keppinger led off the second with a single. Lobatone led off the third with a base hit. Zobrist opened the 6th inning with a walk. Keppinger followed with a base hit. It's inside. 2-2 the count. Vargas closing in on 100 pitches. Foul ball, just a little piece of it foul.
Vargas almost able to sneak that fastball by Matt Joyce. That was the pitch that he wanted to make, looking for either the strikeout or a ground ball off the end of the bat.
Fly ball lifted into right for Ichiro. Got that pitch in on Joyce, and Joyce is the first out of the inning.
Nice job of pitching there by Vargas, moving the ball around, in and out. Finally gets the jam shot off Matt Joyce, and now we'll deal with Hideki Matsui.
Matsui struck out in the 2nd inning. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th. So it's a big spot for him. He came into the game with 7 career hits off Vargas, and 3 of those home runs. Turn, nothing doing back at second. Vargas made 117 pitches on the first day of July against Boston. It's his high watermark in pitch count this year. 1-0 the count to Matsui. Slowing the pace with men on base here in the 6th. And he gets a strike. 1-1. Matsui thought that pitch was wide.
Yeah, it looked like it was. A little cutter there from Vargas, and you see where Jaso catches that ball. I think Tim McClellan is impressed with Jason Vargas.
Swing and a miss. And it's 1-2.
Well, traditional fastball here at the belt, close to Matsui. And he gets it up above the swing to put the count in his favor at 1-2. Oh, and Vargas, he could come right back with that pitch again. Or try to get Matsui reaching away. He's got everything at his disposal here.
And 1-2. Swung on a ground ball to second. Ackley to Kawasaki, 1. First base for the 4-6-3 double play. Matsui grounds into a double play, and the Rays' threat goes by the board. 2-0 on to the 7th, Seattle. Behind, a couple of runs in the first, and then in the second inning, Alex Cobb injured, making a play at the plate on a ball that Ichiro Suzuki hit off his right shin. That brought Cesar Ramos into the game, and he was very, very good. 4 innings, 41 pitches. Gave up no runs on just a couple hits. Struck out 6 in the 4 innings. And now he'll give way to Burke Badenhop.
Badenhop on for the 45th time, 1-2 record, and 39 2/3 innings of work.
The longest outing by Ramos this year had been 3 innings in early June against the Yankees in New York, and 4 brilliant innings tonight by Cesar Ramos. First pitch, Pagaro takes for a ball.
Could not have been much better than Cesar was. Did not miss a spot.
The liner into right. That's going to fall in front of Joyce for a base hit. So Kawasaki's up here. Kawasaki tried to bunt his way on in the second and advanced a runner in the process. Struck out swinging in the 4th. And he chops this one. That's a foul ball. Strike 1. Two 6-0 for Seattle, 5-0 for the Rays. Cut and a miss.
How about
Pitch
the
just wouldn't stop?
No, it wouldn't. We talk about a sweeping breaking ball. Watch this thing take off.
A 2-strike count. And that one is low. 1-2. Two innings for Cobb, 2 runs. Ramos 4 scoreless innings. And now Badenhop. Ground ball right side. Zobrist out at second. No play at first. So they get Pagaro. Fielder's choice puts Kawasaki aboard.
Well, on Friday, August the 3rd, the first 10,000 fans will receive a Luke Scott t-shirt presented by the Tampa Bay Times. The Rays take on the Orioles as part of Friday Fest, presented by Captain Morgan. A comic book look to that t-shirt.
It's a good look.
And for good reason.
Yeah. Runner takes off. Ackley chops one to second. Zobrist takes care of that with a toss to Pena, and moving into second base, Kawasaki. Dustin Ackley out number 2. And Ichiro will be the hitter. Ichiro 0 for 3. An important spot for Badenhop and the Rays. Walk Ichiro and not let him get the opportunity to hurt him with first base open. So the 48-year-old former MVP and batting champ will get the intentional walk. Wells, the right-handed hitter, is on deck. So Suzuki takes over at first base. Kawasaki at second. Casper Wells prepares to step in. Wells walked and scored in the first. Since then, a strikeout and a fly ball to right. Badenhop misses low. A ball to no strikes. Badenhop was in the game for a third of an inning late last night. Gave up a hit and a walk, picked up a strikeout. 1-1 to count. Tapper foul makes the count to 1-2. It has been 2-0 since the top of the first. One ball, 2 strikes. And a cut to miss. Wells missed the slider. He's out on strikes. The Gulf Coast Honda dealers 7th inning stretch coming up. 2-0 Seattle. Bottom of the 7th underway. Desmond Jennings takes an off-speed pitch thrown into the dirt by Jason Vargas. The count is 1-0. Vargas at 105 pitches here to open the 7th inning, and down 1-0 here to Jennings. Pitch is fouled out of play. 1-1. Two balls and a strike. Rays have stranded 6, Seattle 7. Line drive base hit into center field for Jennings. And the Rays pick up a leadoff single, and again the leadoff man is on. Runners aboard in every inning. The leadoff hitter on in the 1st and the 2nd and the 3rd. Again in the 6th and again in the 7th inning. Well, the Rays have won all 5 games in the season series against the Mariners. How about that against the Mariners? Here, the Rays continue to dominate. Recent time, there's a fly ball short right center off the bat of Lobaton. That's falling for a base hit. Ichiro's going to go to third with the throw. It will skip by Seager, allowing Jennings to score. And into second base goes Lobaton. And Ichiro, from the beginning, wanted to go to third to Jennings with no chance to get him. And it turns into a run for the Rays. Then Lobaton in scoring position.
Well, you remember the throw from last night where he airmailed both cutoff men. You had Montero had to wait for that ball to try to make the play, and then right here, Desmond Jennings is almost at third at this point, and he makes the throw anyway. And what makes that problem even worse was Jason Vargas obviously assuming that Ichiro's not going to do this. He's not backing up over there at third base, and when the ball is able to get by Seager, it goes all the way.
Yeah, that's the first error of the year charged to Ichiro, and it turns out to be a big one for the Rays. Makes it a 2-1 game, and that's going to end the evening on the mound for Jason Vargas. Eric Wedge out to make a pitching change. A call to the bullpen brought to you by Metro PCS. Very much in this game. Down 2-1 now, with the potential tying run at second base. John Kelly, the new pitcher, makes his 31st appearance. puts down a bunt. It's a good one. Kelly makes the play at first. Rodriguez had an outside chance of beating that one out as Lobaton moves over to third.
Yeah, for a sacrifice bunt, that play was way too close if you're a Seattle Mariner. Sean Rodriguez put down a heck of a bunt up that third base line and forced Kelly to have to make a really good play. Gonna throw this off the back foot too and just get him there by a step.
So the sacrifice moves Lobaton 90 feet closer. He's now 90 feet away from the plate. Here's B.J. Upton, and the infield pulls up. B.J. goes after it and pops it up. Foul ball in the coaching box, and it's caught by Seager. So Upton on the first pitch fouls out.
He was just a touch out in front of that. That was a hanging breaking ball, and he got out in front. And he lets that ball travel a little bit further. You got a chance, but he gets out in front and just pops that ball straight up.
And now Carlos Pena's due up, and Eric Wedge comes out to make another pitching change. So he's going to play matchup called To the Bullpen, brought to you by Metro PCS. Up here, he wants the lefty to face Pena. So Oliver Perez in here follows Kelly to the mound. Man at third with 2 outs in a 2-1 game.
You see the breakout here on Oliver Perez against left-handed hitters. They're hitting 400, righties 231. He does have a big fastball. Saw that last night, getting that pitch up into the mid-90s.
So Perez came on to face Pena in the 7th inning last night. Got him on a line drive to right. The pitch is fouled back, and that catch is part of Tim McClellan.
Didn't even blink. Like he was telling John Jay, so yeah, I got it. Never. Look at that.
Jaso immediately turns around. He goes, "Hey, you're in my way. I got to throw the ball back to the mound."
That is a tough, salty vet.
I got his hat at the middle of the cap there and dislodged the mask. So, just checking to make sure. Yeah, Joe Madden might have sent Paul Harker out there just to, freeze the pitcher.
That's not a bad idea. And it looked like if he hung around any longer, McClellan was going to eject him. You're gone.
On strike, the count here. And the pitch is fouled back, 0-2.
Drop down, sweeping breaking ball there that stayed up and out over the plate. Carlos had a good swing at it, fouling it off, but finds himself now down 0-2.
Jennings has scored. Obatone's at third. The pitch misses down. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Pena's out on strikes. Oliver Perez gets the big strikeout for Seattle. The Rays settle for 1 and trail 2-1.
Field, the Rays have cut the deficit in half, now trail 2-1. Well, follow your Tampa Bay Rays all season long with a 7-day-a-week subscription to the Tampa Bay Times. Subscribe today and get one of the top 10 sports sections in the country. For an exclusive subscription offer, go to tampabay.com/Rays offer.
Well, Joel Peralta is going to be the new pitcher for the Rays, their 4th of the game. Baden Hopp pitched 1 inning, and now Peralta's on for the 45th time. And he'll face John Jaso here in the 8th. Pitch. Jaso takes it too low. 1 ball, no strikes. Jaso with a couple base hits and then hit by a pitch in the 6th inning. Peralta was on briefly last night. He came on and got Jesus Montero on a major pop-up. And that's a strike. 1-1. Seager next, and then Saunders. There's strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Cobb worked 2, gave up 2 runs, 3 hits. Ramos 4 very good innings, no runs and a couple hits. Maidenhop worked an inning, gave up no runs and 1 hit.
How about that Rays bullpen? Just continuing to come out and get the job done. Had 1 hiccup the other night, but overall has been great. And Cesar Ramos tonight, wow.
Swing and a miss. Jaso is out on strikes for the first time. Retired tonight.
Well, Peralta had him set up for that split right there, and 2 fastballs away to get back in the count and then come right back in that same area with the split. Acted like a true straight change, and you see how far out in front Jaso is. Quick on the trigger. Back to the dugout.
Now Kyle Seager. Seager has walked and singled in between, hit a fly ball to center, caught by Upton. Pitch is high. Ball, no strikes. Saunders, who's on deck, has driven in both runs for Seattle. Came back in the first. Cut the miss. 1-1. Rays have put back-to-back wins together to go 4-4 now on the homestand. Trying to win 3 in a row for the first time since they won 4 straight. A combination of series between the Yankees and the Marlins. That was at the end of the first week of June, starting on June the 7th. The pitch up a bit. 3-1. Madden going over his matchups.
A little side view of the Matrix. The camera may be shut down soon.
3-1. Swing and a miss. And the count is full.
Challenge him with a 3-1 heater. This one right at the top of the strike zone, maybe even a little bit up. Seager chases.
Now, at the end of the day, a hitter 3-1 wants to hit.
Oh,
and
sure.
so they'll chase that pitch with a certain amount of regularity.
A fastball that's out over the plate, a little bit up, close to the eyes. Very enticing.
3-2. He got it. Struck him out. Well, he came back behind in the count, went to 3-1, got him to chase to take it to 3-2. Strikes him out. 2 gone.
Wearing out that outside corner. Another heater, just driving that ball right downhill. Picking up his 2nd strikeout of the inning.
It's 12 strikeouts for Rays pitching tonight. They had 17 last night. There's Michael Saunders. Pitch is upstairs, 1-0.
Now, the Mariners came into this series with 728 strikeouts as a team. That was 4th most in the American League, and Rays pitching are doing their best to slide them right to the head of the class.
Now the 1-0 pitch, and that's in there for a strike. Breaking ball. 1-1. pitch. 1-2. When disappeared on him. He got some depth on that one.
Yes, he did. The one that he got Jaso on stayed true. Look at that finish. Ball bottoms out, gets below the swing of Saunders.
A ball, 2 strikes. Here it is. Kind of a quick pitch, and he strikes out the side. Got him with a fastball. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Peralta. We'll head into the bottom of the 8th. 2-1 Seattle. Eighth inning, Rays down by a run, and here's what's coming up on Rays Live, presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. It's a Star Wars Sunday.
Yes.
Homestand finale and BA's breakdown.
You know what? I may break down. I don't know. Let's see.
Okay. Will be worth waiting for. Ben Zobrist fouls the first pitch deep into the seats up the right side. That's a strike. Well, Ben struck out and flied out. Walked his last time. To the count. Darth Vader throwing out the first pitch.
I want to catch it.
Stormtroopers lining the baselines.
You know, I love day games. I think we all know that. I'm coming in hot tomorrow. I am coming in hot.
That's a daily occurrence, though.
Well, yeah, but I mean
really hot.
I'm going to be just smoking.
Here's the 0-2 to Ben. Takes it down and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Rays with 17 strikeouts last night. They have 30. Their pitching staff in this game, 13 in this game, so 30 over the last 2 nights. And Zobrist is out on strikes.
Well, that ball just tailed away from Ben and started the swing, tried to hold up. Watch his ball just take off on him a little bit and just commits.
So Zobrist is the first out in the 8th. And Eric Wedge comes out. He has Brandon League, as we saw a moment ago, ready in the bullpen. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Metro PCS. pitching change. Brandon League into the game, and Jeff Keppinger will be the hitter. Keppinger 3 for 3 tonight as League is on for the 43rd time. Keppinger misses that first one, strike one. Seattle scored 2 runs in the first. The Rays got a run in the 7th inning that was charged to Vargas. Keppinger behind in the count. It's breaking away from him.
And a couple of good sliders there by Brandon League to start Keppinger out. Both at 87 miles an hour. Short break. He's keeping it down and away from him.
One ball, 2 strikes. League pitched 2 innings plus last night. Back in the 8th inning with 1 out tonight. Ground ball to the right side, and Ackley comes up with it. It's tossed to Smoke. 2 outs.
Matt Moore is one of baseball's bright young stars, and you can take a piece of him home with you tomorrow. For the first 10,000 kids 14 and under get a Matt Moore bobblehead presented by Dex Imaging. Rays take on the Mariners tomorrow. Finale of this series is part of Family Fun Day presented by Tampa Bay Times.
Well, here's Matt Joyce with the bases empty. 2 gone. And the pitch is a strike. Very singled in the 4th inning. And up here with men on base every time except this one. The pitch is low. 1-1. Baltimore beat Cleveland. It's a 3-1 final. One to count to Matt Joyce. Pitch is low. Kawasaki up the middle and a couple of steps into the outfield from his shortstop spot. Leaving Seager alone on the left side. Ground ball right side. That's gloved by Smoke, and the underhanded toss to League will retire the side for the Rays. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the 9th. 2-1 Seattle.
Metro PCS call to the bullpen.
Canada Field tonight, 2-1. Seattle leading the Rays. Rays will make another pitching change. Wade Davis will enter this contest following Cobb, Ramos, Batenhop, and Peralta. 31st appearance for Wade.
They've got ERA down under 3 at 2.98, 42 and a third innings of work, more than a strikeout per at 46. Another key member of Joe Madden's bullpen, throwing the ball very well this season.
And here's Justin Smoak. Smoak to lead off here against Wade Davis. Pitch is inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball at 95. First pitch from Wade. Two and 0 now. Be a strike, and it's 2-1. Rays wrapping up the homestand tomorrow afternoon. Matt Moore against Blake Bevan. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Slider there. With you at 1 o'clock in high definition tomorrow. Foul ball the right side and beyond the first base coach Mike Brumley. A 2-2 count. And we'll go all the way out to 3-2. The Rays utilized 7 pitchers last night. And a cut to miss. Smoak is out on strikes for the 3rd time tonight. 14 strikeouts for Rays pitching tonight. The Home Depot doing more on defense, and the bullpen taking care of a big part of that with the strikeout.
How about that? Ramos, Badenhop, Peralta, start adding that up. That's 10 strikeouts between those 3, and then Wade Davis adds to it, getting Justin Smoak in another breaking ball. Continue to throw the ball well.
Carlos Peguero. He has a base hit in the 2nd and a single in the 7th. It takes a strike at the knees at 96 here in the 9th. Looking ahead into the bottom of the 9th, the Rays do have Matsui lead off, and Jennings and Lobaton. One ball, 1 strike. Pitch is low. 2-1. And a big cut to miss. Big swing. Boy, Peguero airs it out with that big swing.
Well, you can afford to do that. You're ahead in the count, 2-1. You're looking for a fastball. You get one. We've seen him really tattoo some balls that are down in the zone. A shot there.
And he went after this one in the dirt. The flip down to first. He's out on strikes. So a streak of 6 consecutive strikeouts here by the Rays bullpen. 2 by Wade Davis.
Well, after that fastball down in the zone that he swings and misses at, give him a curveball that looks, got that 4-seam spin down. He just takes it right through the bottom of the zone, gets the swing by Peguero out in the 2.
So the strikeout total that reached 17 last night, 15 tonight. It's Kawasaki. The pitch is in there for a strike. Ramos had a streak of 5 consecutive strikeouts. Foul up the right side. That was in the 4th and 5th innings. In fact, he got Kawasaki midway through that streak. And Smoke, Pagaro, Kawasaki, Ackley, and Suzuki. Looper into left. Jennings charges and cannot come up with it. Ball loose, picked up by Rodriguez. And that'll be a base hit for Kawasaki. A 2-out single. Great effort by Jennings out there in left. Davis surrenders a 2-out single.
Boy, Kawasaki just looked like he was trying to put that ball in play, just sticks the bat out, and Desmond Jennings coming hard. Tremendous effort trying to make this catch, and just a little bit short.
And a move to first. Kawasaki back in there. Ackley 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Again, a move to first. One more time. Ball loose as Kawasaki diving back into first base. No count yet on Ackley. And the pitch just a bit inside, 1-0. For all those tosses over to first by Davis, Kawasaki bluffed a little start. A stutter step over there. And that pitch was made. Pitch is down. 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch outside, 3-0. Running in place over there for that time by Kawasaki.
Definitely trying to be a distraction to Wade Davis. Forced a couple of throws early. Now 3 straight pitches out of the zone.
And there's a strike at the knees to Ackley. It's 3-1. Look at the runner. He's going a swing and a miss, and then he stopped. He was going to break and then suddenly put on the brakes.
Well, there he goes. You don't see that very often. He was in full go, pulled up, head back. He'll definitely be going here. 2 outs, full count.
And the pitch is down and in. So Ackley draws a walk following the base hit by Kawasaki. It's only the third walk given up by Rays pitching and the first by the bullpen. Rays will talk it over before Ichiro steps in. Coming up on Rays Live postgame, presented by Checkers, Todd and Orestes anchoring the action from center field. We'll give you some analysis of what we've observed, BA and I. And we'll hear from Joe Madden and Rays players. All of that on the postgame. And here's Ichiro. 2 men on with 2 men out. Breaking pitch is fouled. Pulling off that pitch and getting a little piece of it foul. Strike one. Kawasaki at second. He's taking a pretty good sized lead on the first pitch to Ichiro. Pitch is high. And it's a 1-1 count. Davis trying to keep the Mariners right where they are. It's a 1-run game, and the Rays have 1 shot left.
Wade Davis, he knows right here that Suzuki wants to swing the bat. Only 17 walks on the season. He's up there ready to go. You try to get him to hit your pitch.
And a foul back fastball. Mid-90s fastball that advances the count to 1-2.
Wade Davis running that ball up in the zone. Difficult for a hitter to get on top of it, especially a guy like Suzuki who gets that body headed towards first base, can handle the ball down well, the ball up, a little bit more difficult for him, especially as he gets older.
Here we go, 1-2. Ground ball to the right side. Stopped by Pena, no place to go. He'll throw to the plate to keep the runner Kawasaki at third. Well, Pena got over there, was going to make sure it didn't go through. Zobrist had a play on it.
He did. Yes, he did. If that ball somehow gets under Carlos Pena, Ben Zobrist probably throws to Wade Davis covering, and this inning is over. Absolutely. Carlos obviously does not know that, doesn't want that ball to get to the outfield, so he's going to try to make a play on it.
So Ichiro gets an infield hit. And the bases are loaded. It's Casper Wells. He swings and misses the first offer. Wells walked back in the first inning and scored the first run for Seattle.
Well, another big spot here for Wade Davis, and we've seen him in these tough spots before rise to the occasion. Good start here. Fastball, strike one.
Now the pitch. Wells started to go, but he checked in time. Let Barrett down at first as he held up. It's coming after the first 2 men smoke and Peguero struck out. Kawasaki now at third, Ackley at second, Ichiro at first. And that's a strike around the knees. 1-2, and in there at 97.
Yeah, ramping it up. Yeah, that's what you do. Bases loaded, the adrenaline starts to flow. You realize that your only shot is to keep the Mariners right here at a 1-run lead. You've seen him go 95, 96, now 97.
Popped up foul headed for the stands, and it's out of play. Holding the count at 1-2. 0-2 again from Wade Davis into Wells. And he sends a fly ball into center. Upton coming in, waiting. He's got it. And the Mariners will leave him loaded. They put up a 2-out threat. The Rays coming in to hit in the bottom of the ninth, down 2-1. Baseball tonight brought to you by Golden Diamond Swords, your trusted swords for over 30 years. By Checkers, Feast On. And by the 2012 GMC Sierra. It's our best Sierra ever. Rays coming in for their final shot. They've trailed throughout the evening. Seattle scored both runs in the first inning. The Rays got a run in the seventh. And they're down 2-1 to start the bottom half of the ninth inning. Tom Wilhelmsen will be the new pitcher for Seattle with Hideki Matsui due to lead off. Then Jennings and Lobato.
Well, Wilhelmsen on for the 43rd time. The Rays saw him last night. 55 strikeouts, 47 2/3 innings.
He was the losing pitcher in the game last night.
Has electric stuff. The Rays only need one.
Matsui 0 for 3 tonight. And he takes the pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Mariners have now out-hit the Rays by 1, 8-7, and lead by a run. And a broken bat, ground ball up the right side, foul. Takes the count to a ball and a strike. Vargas worked the first 6+. Kelly, Perez, League, and now Wilhelmsen in the game for Seattle. Pitch is fouled out of play. 1-2. Wanted to the count to Hideki Matsui. Matsui stays alive, fouling this one out of play. One ball, 2 strikes. Matsui fouls another one back.
Doing whatever he can to stay alive down on the count 1 and 2. Trying to give himself a chance. We've seen the big differential with Wilhelmsen. That was a 76-mile-an-hour curveball versus the 96-mile-an-hour fastball. There's a lot of territory to cover there.
One-two again, and Matsui is out on strikes. So Matsui out in front, tried to hold up, could not. One away.
That little changeup here by Wilhelmsen, and that ball just takes off, tailing away from Matsui. Bat's just not long enough.
And with his hard stuff, to throw that,
yeah,
with that kind of movement away, that is a very tough pitch. Desmond Jennings in the pitch he takes is low. Fastball at 97. Two and 0. Jennings scored the Rays run in the 7th inning when he opened with that base hit. Scored on Ichiro's throwing error, and now he's ahead in the count. 3 balls, no strikes.
Oh, you'd love to get Desmond Jennings and his speed on. Just 1 out here in the 9th inning. 3 straight fastballs down and away out of the zone.
Jennings takes that one for a strike. Fastball right down central at 95.
Yeah, he'll be ready for this one if it's down central. Desmond turn around a big fastball, especially when he's looking for it.
And the pitch a bit in on the corner. So we go to 3 and 2.
Well, you get the boo birds going, but Jaso set up away. This pitch comes back in, and you see it just does catch the inside corner.
Now 3 and 2. And a swing and a miss. How about that? He threw him a breaking ball. 3 and 2. After falling behind 3 and 0, Wilhelmsen comes back to register his 2nd consecutive strikeout.
Well, and it was a good one too. You see it buckled Desmond. Take a look at that again. Watch him buckle and then try to swing anyway, knowing that ball's in the zone. That's a tough pitch coming at you after 5 straight heaters.
Jose Lobaton down to their final out. Holds 1 foul. That's a strike. The 0-1. And it's lifted toward left center. Saunders is there, and he makes the catch to end this game. The Rays are up and down in order in the bottom of the 9th inning. And it's a 2-1 final as the Mariners defeat the Rays.